you want today's video is about when you get shot in front of him. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. The air crackled with anticipation as you and Bakugou stood side by side, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As heroes, you were accustomed to danger, but nothing could have prepared you for what was about to unfold. A distress call had alerted you to a hostage situation at the bank. A heavily armed villain was holding innocent people captive, and the situation was quickly escalating. Without hesitation, you and Bakugou sprang into action, your hearts pounding in unison. As you burst through the bank doors, the scene that greeted you was one of chaos and terror. The villain, a hulking figure with a menacing sneer, stood at the center of the lobby, his gun trained on a terrified bank teller. Bakugou, ever the fearless leader, charged forward, his explosions propelling him through the air like a rocket. You followed close behind, your quirk surging with energy, ready to unleash your power. The villain, caught off guard by your sudden appearance, turned his attention towards Bakugou. A shot rang out, echoing through the space. Bakugou narrowly dodges a bullet, his eyes blazing with fury. Using the distraction, you close the distance, your quirk crackling with electricity. The villain, realizing his mistake, quickly raised his gun to fire again, and just as he pulled the trigger, a searing pain shot through your shoulder. You cried out in agony, collapsing to the ground, your blood staining the cold marble floor. Bakugou, his eyes wide with horror, roared in anger. His explosives intensified, sending shockwaves through the lobby, shattering glass and sending debris flying. Enraged, Bakugou lunged at the villain, his fists pounding relentlessly into his face. The villain, overwhelmed by Bakugou's fury, fought back desperately, but he was no match for the hero's rage. With a final decisive blow, Bakugou knocked the villain unconscious. He then turned his attention to you, his heart pounding in his chest. Gently, he scooped you up in his arms, cradling you close to his body. Your body trembled with pain, but you managed to look up at him, tears streaming down your face. "Bakugou," you whispered, your voice weak and raspy. Bakugou's face was etched with worry, his eyes filled with concern. "Don't worry," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. "You're going to be okay." He held you tightly, his touch sending a soothing warmth through your body. In that moment, amidst the chaos and destruction, you felt a sense of peace, knowing that Bakugou was there for you, protecting you, loving you. As Bakugou held you in his arms, he could feel your body trembling with pain. Your eyes, once bright and lively, were now clouded with agony. He cradled you close to his chest, his heart pounding in his ears. "Don't worry," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "You're going to be okay." But as he spoke, your eyelids fluttered shut, and your head slumped against his shoulder. Panic surged through him as he realized that you were losing consciousness. "No!" he cried out, his voice echoing through the now silent bank. He clutched you tighter, desperately trying to hold on to you, but your body went limp in his arms, and your breathing became shallow and irregular. Bakugou's mind raced, desperately searching for a way to save you. He thought of all the heroes that he had seen in action, the ones who could heal with a touch or reverse the effects of a bullet wound. But he was no healer. He was a fighter, a hero who faced danger head-on, not one who could mend broken bodies. Tears welled up in his eyes as he watched your life slip away. He felt helpless, like he was losing the most precious thing in the world. "I love you," he whispered, his voice choked with emotion. He held you close, refusing to let go, even as your heart rate slowed and your breathing became fainter. In that moment, Bakugou realized that he couldn't live without you. You were his light, his inspiration, the reason he fought against evil. Please don't leave me, he begged, his voice barely a whisper, but there was no response. You were gone, leaving a void in his heart that he feared would never be filled. Bakugou buried his face in your shoulder, tears streaming down his cheeks. He held you close, cherishing the memory of your touch, your warmth, and your love. He vowed then and there to never let anyone hurt you again. He would become stronger, faster, more powerful, so that he could protect you from any danger that might come your way. But you were already gone, so how would he do that anyway? He then put his hands on the back of your neck, traveling to your front, and that's when he felt it. There's a pulse, he exclaimed. He gently lifted your head and cradled your face in his hands. Your eyes were still closed, but at least your breathing was still there. He leaned in and kissed your forehead, his heart overflowing with relief and gratitude. When you woke up, you were in a hospital room, hooked up to various machines. Bakugou was sitting next to you, his face etched with worry and relief. Bakugou, you croaked, your voice weak and raspy. What is it? He asked, his voice filled with concern. Am I going to be okay? You asked, your voice trembling. Of course you are, he said, his voice firm. You're going to be just fine. You reached out and took your hand in his touch sending a jolt of electricity through your body. You smiled weakly at him, grateful for his presence. You spent the next few weeks in the hospital, recovering from your injuries. Bakugou was there every day, visiting you, bringing you flowers and gifts, and keeping you company. He was your rock, your support system, and you couldn't imagine getting through this without him. Finally, the day came when you were able to go home. Bakugou was there to pick you up, and he helped you get settled in your apartment. I'm so glad you're home, he said, pulling you into a hug. Me too, you said, hugging him back. You spent the rest of the day together, catching up and talking about everything that had happened. You were both so shaken up by what happened, but you were also grateful to be alive and to be together. As you lay in bed that night, you couldn't help but think about how lucky you were. You had almost lost everything, but you had come out of it stronger than ever, and you knew that no matter what happened in the future, you would always have Bakugou by your side, no matter what. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye.